bikes cost a fortune, cycling kit costs a fortune, and a new set of wheels might set you back a kidney. And that might have you wondering whether you can actually buy speed. Can all of this very expensive gear actually improve your times on the bike? And if so, how much faster might it make you? So some of you might recognise this place. It's Odd Down Racetrack. It's got no cars on it, which is good. I brought along my no expense spared bike. And I've also brought along this absolute weapon. It's no, not you. This Cannondale CAD 10, and this is Tom. He is the proud owner of this Cannondale.
Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'll be riding my S-Works Tarmac SL7, but it's had a few changes to make it even more expensive. So it's got Princeton Carbon Works 65/60 wheels. I know they're a fan favourite of Felipe Ganna, and he's a pretty quick guy. It's also got an integrated cockpit at the front end. We're told that these are very fast. Basically, there's been no expense spared in creating this machine. How about yours, Tom?
Mine is not the best you can buy. Mine is certainly a budget option. This I bought for £350 off Facebook Marketplace. It has an aluminium frame instead of your carbon fibre one. It has aluminium wheels instead of your carbon fibre wheels. And it has a fully mechanical rim brake group set.
Rim brakes?
Rim brakes indeed, which are rubbish. No, I don't mind rim brakes, but they are nowhere near as good as disc brakes, in my opinion.
Well, controversial.
Very controversial, but it saves on a lot of costs and it makes a perfect commuter and winter training bike.
So how many speeds have you got? What group set's going on there?
I was meant to check this before we started filming. I should check for you now.
Oh, you counted that one twice.
10, 11 if I counted that one twice. No, 10 speed. 10 speed 105. The bottom of the top end, top of the bottom end, I can't remember what they say. But yeah, I think it's a very reliable but a decent group set.
So is it 105 throughout?
No, it's not 105 throughout. I bought a Tiagra rear cassette because it was cheaper than the 105 and much cheaper than the old Tegra. And then I bought a KMC chain because it was the cheapest Amazon Prime delivery that I could find.
Nice. Good choice. Do you think that without all these go faster bits, your bike is actually slower?
In my opinion, yes. That gust really took it away from me there.
It was probably the aero wheels.
That probably it just catches the front end. I do believe that this bike will be slower than this one. However, it's the gap between the two bikes which I think will be interesting to see the speed difference versus the cost difference.
Unfortunately for us cyclists, expensive purchases don't stop at just bikes. We're bombarded with releases from clothing and equipment manufacturers too, all claiming that their top of the range items will help you smash those PRs. What I've done is handpicked a selection of kit, regardless of its price, that I think is the very fastest in the business. And then in my bag of goodies, I have an aero helmet. It's a Specialized Evade 2. A lot of people seem to think it's certainly one of the quickest out there. So there's that. This one is quite interesting. It's inside out. It's a Rule 28 aero base layer. Now, you might have seen these. Bora Hansgrohe were definitely using them during the Tour of Britain. And who's that Ineos rider? Magnus Sheffield, I think. He used it at the Tour Down Under as well. So the idea is that these ribs go under your jersey and make it quicker. So got one of them. I've also got a set of Rule 28 aero socks because we're told that aero socks make a really good difference, even though they're not that expensive. We've also got a race suit. So this is my race suit, fresh with lots of pinholes in the back. A race suit is a bit like a skin suit, but it's kind of in two pieces. So it's like having a shorts and jersey, but they're bonded together so that you don't get any of the seams that might slow you down. It's still got pockets in the back, so this is what I wear for road racing. I've also got a set of Rule 28 aero arm warmers, arm sleeves. Material is faster than skin, which is a bit of a bizarre concept, but if you want to learn more about that from the experts and not us, then click the video up there. I think that's everything.
On the flip side to what Jamie's just shown you, here are some items that show value for money and saving on cost, like this Giro helmet, which is found at the bottom of my garage, which I think belongs to one of my siblings or parents. We have some very flappy overshoes from Planet X, which will definitely slow me down. And then we have some Ultura, a mint green Ultura jersey, which, as you can see, has not been designed to go fast whatsoever. And finally, a lovely pair of glasses from Madison, which were brand new, but they didn't cost very much compared to the likes of Oakley.
So I think we'd better go and do a bit of speed testing.
I'm going to eat a Mars bar
Excellent fuel.
to get ready.
The test consists of 2 riders completing 6 efforts each on a flat, repeatable course with no traffic. Both bikes are fitted with power meter pedals so that the effort is consistent between the 2 bikes and unaffected by fatigue. Both me and Tom aim for an average of 300 watts for all the efforts. The position on each bike has wherever possible been replicated across cheap and expensive, with the same saddle height, reach and most importantly stack height and bar width, to try and avoid any difference in rider position contributing to any difference in times. Moreover, both Tom and myself will maintain the same hand position for all tests and take the same lines through the corners. I'm doing my efforts on the expensive setup first before switching onto the cheap setup, and Tom will do the opposite, and then we'll go and compare some results. On average, the 3.4 kilometre circuit was ridden at 42 kph. This is faster than a typical riding speed, even on many flat routes. It's therefore worth noting that you can expect to experience less aerodynamic benefit when travelling at lower speeds. So then, Tom, we finished the efforts. I guess you want to know some results?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Well, on my bike, you averaged for the 2 laps about 5:02. And on your own bike, you averaged 5:08. So that's 6 seconds slower, which is about 1.6% slower.
It felt slower.
Now, I think that's about what I was expecting to see. However, I was about 10 seconds over the 2 laps slower on your bike, which means that it was a slightly bigger difference for me, about 3% difference, which is more than I was expecting. Did you know that this one was going to be quicker?
Purely out of feel, yes, 100%. That it just feels more responsive.
I did think that the power felt more instantaneous, so we've got a few corners round or down, and coming out of them I think the power did feel like it was there, and that's probably because the wheels are stiffer and the bottom bracket / frame on a carbon frame is going to be stiffer as well. Yeah,
because I remember riding or racing my bike 2 years ago, and when you get out the saddle with slightly deeper wheels, you can feel them rubbing, so there is some flex within the bike for sure.
Or in the wheels.
Or in the wheels, yeah. But you can just definitely when you get out the saddle, it's that initial acceleration, which it's just so much nicer, and it feels a lot nicer.
That is a lot of how a bike feels. If a bike feels fast, then it's that acceleration.
And you think you're fast, and as the results prove, you are actually fast.
The other thing I noticed when riding along, you know when you're riding deeps, you sometimes get that whooshing sound. Well, here we didn't really get that a lot today.
No.
But I did notice up the back straight, it's a bit of a headwind. On your bike, there was sort of there was more wind noise coming from the front wheel.
Yeah.
And I assume that is drag, but I can't prove it.
No, I think we can't. We're not in a wind tunnel. Well, we are in a bit of a wind tunnel, but it's not an actual wind tunnel.
Now, obviously, we're not suggesting that everyone goes out and buys a stupidly expensive bike. Like this one costs about how many times?
A lot.
Probably about 25 times as much as that one. And to only get 5 seconds, to a lot of riders, that's neither here nor there.
No, I mean, I wouldn't even have the money to be able to afford something like this. So
I wouldn't if I had to buy it all at RRP.
Well, exactly. No.
I also think that there's some really cost-effective upgrades that we can make. Like, so if you go to tubeless or latex or TPU inner tubes over a butyl tube, then you're already improving your rolling resistance.
You're saving, what was it, 100 grams? Something like that?
And a weight saving, yeah. And then if you tidy up your cables at the front of your bike, that's a free upgrade.
Yeah.
Getting a nice fitting jersey, it doesn't have to cost a fortune.
This is lovely fitted.
It does actually fit quite well.
Figure hugging.
I think it's more important that your jersey fits right than
I mean,
how expensive
these ribs are all very well, especially as you were saying, your base layer earlier. I mean, it's lovely having the base layer and everything, but realistically,
I think
is that making a difference?
I think if you're searching for those marginal gains, like the very top riders are, when the fractions of victory are so slim, then it's worth having. But for the likes of me and you,
for odd down on a Wednesday,
probably not. It's a Tuesday as well.
Oh yeah.
So, Tom, can you buy speed?
Yes, I think you can buy speed, and
I agree.
We have said that you can buy speed.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
You can only buy a very little bit of speed.
Yes.
And for quite a lot of money.
Quite a lot of money. Ideally, you'd have something in the middle of these two bikes.
Yeah. If you want to go fast, then spending a little bit more than that, you can get a lot of the gains of this one, and then you just get diminishing returns the more and more you spend after that. So, well, your new bike is a sort of, I think, gets you 99% of the gains while spending a third of the price of this, probably a quarter of the price of this.
Yeah, it's around that hot spot of £4,000, £5,000 where you see a big return in performance without having to spend loads.
Basically all the gains, and beyond that, you're getting such incremental gains after that.
They are gains, but very small.
So were the gains bigger or smaller than you would expect? And will you be spending a lot of money to make yourself faster on a bike? Let us know down in the comment section below. If you like this content, then please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We'll see you next time.